What's good, YouTube, man? Now we back with another video, man. Look, today we got that Fredo Santana, most respected savage, old block. Man, I could have sworn like Fredo was from Front Street, bro. Is he from? Or am I tripping? Is he from Front Street? I know he was cool, old block, but I didn't know he was from block. Cause I know Chief Keef from old block, and that's Chief Keef cousin, I think. So that's why they think he from O Block, something like that. Man, another lesson, bro. Bro, y'all stay consistent in whatever y'all want, man. Y'all keep pushing positivity. Pray to God, bro. Like, bro, get a real relationship with God, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It ain't nothing better than this right now, bro.
51st in Chicago, you know, overseas one Dipset, you know, we out here. The original Santana from Chicago, you feel me?
Scary sight. The streets of Chicago, where survival was a daily battle. Born and raised on the South Side, Fredo experienced firsthand the hardships and challenges that shaped his art today. A city known for its vibrant culture has given name to the most influential artists in the game. Among them was Derek Coleman, better known as Fredo Santana. Chief Keef is a well-known figure inside the drill industry, but only the most dedicated followers knew about the deadly savage Fredo Santana.
Bro, when I came on here the last time, bro, and I was giving y'all the whoop about Lil Reese on Fordham Grade, that wasn't really a whoop about Lil Reese. I'll be real, bro. That same story, Sean, that was really about Fredo Santana, bro. Do your homework, bro. So the I'm hit. I just joking. When Butter said that, bro, it's merch. Fredo get that. What? You bitch ass niggas ain't dead yet? Fuck. It hit different.
Fredo was born in 1990 on July 4th. He was raised by his grandmother, mother, and aunt in Parkway Gardens, also known as O Block. Along with his two brothers, Fredo's father came in and out of his life. He was also involved heavily in gangs, leaving Fredo exposed to the streets at a young age. He began selling drugs when he was 12 years old, also the same age he caught his first offense. At that young age, 12, Fredo was
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, he looked like Freddy Krueger a little bit, bro.
locked up for the first time after immediately finding himself in legal problems. This was around the same time he enlisted in the Black Disciples. In those days, O Block hadn't been created yet, and Fredo was a member of the Front Street set. At the age of 14, he was sent to juvie after getting locked up once more for assaulting a teacher. Later, from being released from probation, he made the decision to quit school and pursue a career as a rapper. Fredo was first influenced by New Orleans rappers like Master P, Lil Wayne, but as he aged, he began to follow other rappers such as 50 Cent and Gucci Mane. He dedicated himself entirely to either the streets or a career in rap. When he was just 17 years old and received his first tattoo, a face tat. Fredo was 5 years older, being Chief Keef's senior. Although they were blood relatives, they were close friends as they grew up. And Fredo educated his cousin about the street life while Keef assisted him in honing in on his rap skills. Early on, Fredo recognized his cousin's talents and made the decision to begin managing him. Even though Chief Keef was commonly regarded as the drill king, it was Fredo's backing that actually allowed him to take over Chicago. Keef had the confidence to take the chances he took with his career, in part because of what Fredo was. He was well liked in the streets. When Chief Keef started blowing up in the early 2010s, Fredo was once more imprisoned. After about 2 years, he finally left and noticed that Chief and his friend Lil Reese from day one were starting to explode. He concentrated more on the music in an effort to permanently leave the streets. He released his first song, Hitter, which did well because of his connections to GBE and Chief Keef at the time. The world first learned about Fredo Santana through Chief Keef's first hit, I Don't Like, which featured the line from Lil Reese, Fredo in the cut, that's a scary sight. Even though GBE was already well known in Chicago at the time, I Don't Like gave the drill movement a huge boost and launched them all to national fame. In 2012, Fredo released his debut mixtape in which he referenced Reese's famous line, "It's a scary sight." Chief Keef may have been the headliner, but Fredo began to amass a cult following of fans who enjoyed his raspy flow, intimidating appearance. Over the subsequent years, he released several tapes such as Freddy Krueger, Street Shit, and Ain't No Money Like Trap Money. He began his own rap career, founded Savage Squad Records, and assisted in managing his cousin and some of his friends as they began to soar. Ascending in the field, they were given an even greater platform to engage with the industry and earn more fans after Kanye remixed I Don't Like in 2013. Fredo plays a guy who kidnaps Drake's girl in the smash song Hold On, We're Going Home. Most of you guys should know that. Music video from the same year. In addition, he would release his debut studio album, Trappin' Ain't Dead, which had guest performances from some of Chicago's best friends, including Keef, J Herbo, Gino Marley, as well as many other known figures like Pee Wee Longway and Kendrick Lamar. In basic terms, Fredo and GBE were collaborating with some of the most top performers in the industry and were respected by both the streets and rappers. However, not everyone supported the GBE movement, and in 2013, they engaged in public arguments with a group called Migos, during which Fredo made death threats.
They don't come from where I come from, they weren't born a savage. Late night shit.
Versace, a song by Migos that was released in 2013, not long after Keef's explosion, was their first big hit. Despite the fact that Keef and Fredo were from Chicago and the Migos were from Atlanta, their musical tastes were quite similar, so there was already conflict in which group would lead this new wave. Keef believed the Migos had dissed him in a song which sparked the feud. Keef tweeted, "Heard Migos dissing, no talking," in December 2013. Offset replied tweeting, "We'll be in Chirac next week. Pull up. Takeoff."
Bro, that wasn't smart at all, bro. Like, they gonna pull up to this city.
Chimed in with the tweet, "Sneak this who?
That's a quick way to get popped. I ain't gonna lie.
Pull up. Don't tweet. Pull up." In response, Keef made fun of the Migos on Twitter with the message, "Laugh out loud. Pull up. Call me Sosa Santa." The Migos quickly released the song Jealousy, Chief Keef diss, in which they took direct digs at Keef. In addition, they performed in California, where Keef resided, and once more instructed him to pull up. However, Keef was receiving treatment and wasn't about to leave to join the Migos for a fade. Offset tweeted, "All these rappers know they pussy anyway." In response, then Keef released the songs Mando and Pull Up, which were both directed at Migos and referenced their popular song at the time, Bando. Many people believe the Migos shootout while traveling down Miami Highway in March 2014 was related to their feud with Chief Keef. Then in 2014 of May, Migos revealed they were filming a music video in Keef's neighborhood, O Block, with none other than the legendary Lil Durk. But Lil Durk and Chief Keef were actually at odds at the time, as Keef declined to free Durk from prison in 2013. Durk tweeted, "Migos can come to O Block and shoot our video. As a result, who said we can't?" Tweeted Migos in response. "A nobody," Durk replied. Additionally, the
Nigga, Dirk now in front of O Block.
Migos co-signed with Durk was accepted by Boss Talk, another O Block member who was beefing with Chief Keef at the time, for not bailing him out of jail. Chief Keef instead went to the internet posting pictures of his brand new four-wheeler that ironically cost the same amount as Lil Durk's bell, showing he definitely had the money but had better ideas with spending it, which most assuredly pissed Lil Durk off completely. While Keef was in court, Boss Talk allegedly raided his crib and took a few things, including his chain.
Bro, why would they put that music over the people speaking, bro, knowing that we cannot hear that?
Boss Talk demonstrated even more disrespect by posing with that said same chain with the Migos while they had beef at the time. Therefore, the fact that Keef's childhood friends were involved, even though they were at odds, demonstrated that the situation went beyond music. The Migos and a rapper from GBE named Capo got into a fight in a Chicago restaurant in 2014 November. Capo was being clowned by the Migos in that restaurant video that they uploaded on Instagram with the caption, "Caught El Cap God slipping last night in his city." It's difficult to determine what actually transpired, but Capo tweeted in response, "Migos soft as hell, y'all. Just had me with 20 by myself." Fredo wasn't just gonna watch from the sidelines at this point. He gave them a pass when it was just the music and sly digs, but as soon as they began to play with one of his boys, he had to intervene and stop it. He tweeted to the Migos, "I'm in LA, stop playing with Capo and BD before I get y'all whole camp killed. Facts, word is law, so don't test." Following that, he tweeted, "I'll do the time for it. On BD, this was for any rap."
But don't play with a nigga like this, bro. If they say they do a time for it, bro, they dead.
You'll be dying playing with me. Go jail without a care. I'm the right play with. On BD. And whoever riding with them is an enemy, and I hope y'all know what I do to enemies. Therefore, Fredo wasn't only addressing the Migos. He was also targeting other O-Block members like Dirk and Boss Top, who signed off on the disrespect. Even if they had a problem with Keith, once Fredo established a line, no one would cross it because of his reputation in the city. A week or so later, Quavo allegedly had his chain grabbed during a massive battle between the Migos and GBE at a gig in Washington, D.C.
Migos fighting this shit. This some bullshit. This some ratchet shit. I ain't coming back. We ain't coming back to Sadie. Hey, no, not Migos. The Migos out here fighting this shit. No.
But rather than seek retribution, the Migos chose to put an end to the conflict. After meeting up with the Migos in LA, December 2014, Keith shared a photo with them online to demonstrate that the feud was ended and that everything had just simply been a misunderstanding. According to rumors, industry veterans like Gucci Mane, Coach, and P from QC intervened to prevent actual violence. They realized it had to end before someone was hurt. Once again, Fredo indicated he was willing to kill and go to
I ain't gonna like Fredo was not playing with
jail, since Chicago is a completely different planet from other worlds and realms. That incident demonstrates how powerful Fredo was, not just in Chicago, but also throughout the rap genre. However, after Fredo asserted himself, the Migos and their entourage began to understand that if they don't end this dispute, someone's gonna die. Fredo found himself too real with being caught up with diss songs and quote-unquote rap beef, and said himself he'd rather handle anything personal and in real life.
Yeah, I feel like this. If you got words to say, I can call you or we can
talk it out.
Yeah, that's how I am. I don't do it like I don't do that on rap. I ain't gonna never do that.
What's one thing about the industry you would change? If you had the power to change anything in this music industry, what would be the one thing you change?
Man, tell people to be themselves, man. Yeah.
Do you think it's a lot of that going on in hip hop with people misrepresenting?
Yeah, then they get too Hollywood and then they just try to, too fake, Just be yourself, man.
An example of the respect Fredo received amidst other Chirac rivaled gangs would be his unspoken relationship with FBG Duck. FBG Duck and Fredo Santana were known to be a part of rival factions within Chicago's hip-hop scene. Their affiliation, which could have easily fueled animosity, instead served as a backdrop for an unexpected connection. Despite their differences, FBG Duck recognized and openly praised Fredo Santana's field record. However, no amount of street reputation could deliver Fredo from his personal issues. He was slim, a severe drug user, and dependent on Xanax. He claimed that the amount of trauma he experienced from witnessing so much violence at a young age and losing so many friends to the streets led to his drug addiction. He claimed that in order to cope with PTSD, he took narcotics. In March 2017, Fredo admitted to being hospitalized after having seizures. Despite having an epilepsy diagnosis, he still experienced seizures way too frequently. Later, his friend Gino Marti discovered him on the ground with blood running from his mouth and sent him to the hospital right away. He was given a diagnosis of liver failure, That which was easily associated with his heavy drug use, Fredo claimed he wanted to enter treatment because he was sick of consuming narcotics. Sadly, he did not receive assistance in a timely manner. His partner at the time discovered him flat on his face in Los Angeles in 2018 of January 19th. He had already passed away by the time the paramedics arrived, and in addition to having liver and kidney issues, he also had cardiovascular disease and had deadly seizures. He was only 27 years old when he was declared deceased. Despite all the efforts he put on the streets, it was his own doing, and not an op or a prison cell. But thanks to his music, he inspired people, and Fredo Santana will continue to live on with the legacy he's left behind. If you made it this far, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. This has been In the...
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. RIP Fredo, man. I like, comment, subscribe to my post notification button on. And yeah, man, we out.